Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we've got a creator we have done 8 times in the past. I'm not going to go through the list of reviews because it is a long list, but let's summarise this as we have 2 9-star reviews, 4 10-star reviews, 1 11-star and 1 12-star. So everything from the pass mark up to the seal of approval level. That is what we've got with this creator. It's a creator that absolutely loves the game. They really pour their heart into this and they keep on putting the heart into it. And that I totally approve of. The map has got something that might inspire you to try something a little bit different that you may not have done already within the game. But before we have a look at any of that, we've got this. That's right, clicking that like button and hitting the notification bell are 2 things that you should already have done. Let's face it, we're over a minute into the show. Come on, keep up. Today's map is South Padre Island, Isla del Padre by CHECO. Yes, CHECO is back. CHECO actually from Mexico, although this is a real life location in Texas, USA. There's your start square. Don't know what more you want, maybe a bit more land, but land is overrated, I feel. And then you have terrain heights. It's a fairly flat, it's a flat area, so what do you want? What do you want? Mountains? Wrong sort of map for that. Resources are blotchy and usable, so I can't really say anything against that. And if you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, then you are good to go. We've even got a lump of tuna just outside those sea gates there. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, no DLC required today. Just a generic tree pack to subscribe to. We'll be using the vanilla tropical theme, the realistic 1.2 LUT. There's a description there in English and a description there in Spanish as well, if that's what you like. And we have a factoid today later on in the show, which is based on Spain. In fact, what Spain literally means. So if you want to know that, you have to hang on a bit longer. So yes, this creator, this particular map, there is something very specific. It's not actually within the map, but I'll show you the location later on, and it's something you may not have actually tried. I know a lot of people have. Something that I haven't actually tried. I'm not really I'm more a map reviewer than a city builder, but it's something that I haven't even tinkered with within the game. So if I haven't, then maybe you haven't. Well, anyway, let's get down to the map. What we got here is a highway. Highway is absolutely fine. You see we've got a road over rail. The rail, which we'll have a look at in a moment when we come back this way, it dips down and under. Bear in mind the map is very flat indeed. I think I'd rather have it just been a little bit shallower, that dip there. Then we have an intersection here, which is, well, it's swooping, and I can't find anything wrong with it. I mean, it's fairly, well, I say I can't find anything wrong with it. I have got a little grumble with a little bit of terrain glitching through the road here, which is very easy to fix with either Move It or the Node Controller mod. Also, we've got a 2-lane highway there. That is network extensions 2, which means you do need network extensions 2 for this. It's not on the requirements list. Being a mod and not an asset, it wouldn't have shown up on CHECO's loading screen report. Unfortunately, if you don't have network extensions 2 and it is used on the map, it means the map becomes broken. Yeah, we're going down that route, I'm afraid, today. We've got a big old bridge. Everybody loves a big old bridge, and I like this. I like the shape. I like the way it's been put together. Got a little bit of the tree clipping through there. That's the trees at ground level, and the bridge is just over the top of it. Then we have this big old bridge. One minor grumble with this, and it is a minor one. See, we have a shipping route coming through here. Have a look at this. It doesn't actually collide with the pillar, but it's very close. And it'd be even closer if it was the cruiser, because that's just very slightly wider. Now, it wouldn't take much to move that pillar. I mean, when you look, some of these pillars are perfectly aligned, like they're perfectly aligned. they're close, they're perfectly aligned, they're perfectly aligned. So yes, just to move that pillar just a little bit up, and it would have just allowed the perfect distance for those ships to pass through. Anyway, this bridge takes you right over into the start square right here, and this I adore. I think this works very nicely indeed to start building over here, and then maybe expand in towards the mainland. So yeah, real life location. Texas, the southern end of Texas, in fact about as far south as you can go before you actually end up in Mexico. In fact, I'll show you that when we get to the second half of the review. Let's nip over and take on the rail, because well, that other highway, we'll have a look at the other highway in the second half of the show, because there is a little something in there that I think I do need to show you. It's not a big problem, but if you have a look here, let's get back to what we're seeing now, not the second half of the show. Clearly we have no trees in the highway. We have one tree clipping through on the bottom of the bridge there, where it's just elevated slightly, not high enough to clear the bush. And then we've got it completely cleared for the rail as well. So CHECO clearly knows that they need to clear the highways and the rails to prevent any sort of that clipping through, and they've done a very good job of it. I'm making a strong point about this one because I think it's quite important. Anyway, let's come back straight after the intermission for the shipping. Are you a fan of the show? Well, I guess if you're watching this, you really must be. And as you've made it through 1000 reviews, it's time to really treat yourself. To emblazon yourself with all 1000 thumbnails in one great garment. From the makers of WhatMap, it's the official WhatMap 1000 t-shirt. Get yours now. Yeah, I really like that t-shirt. I wear mine all the time. Okay, back to the shipping routes at South Padre Island, Isla del Padre by CHECO, and the shipping route. Well, we do know it gets a bit close to this bridge. I'm not going to harp on about this one. It doesn't actually climb to the bridge, but it gets very close. I have a little bit of a problem though here, where it splits, because we have a shipping route that obviously clearly goes to the edge of the map over here, because we've got ships heading this way. But also, the other side of here, this other route goes off to the edge of the map too. So you're going to have some ships doing some really sharp turnings through there, and it's not going to feel at all realistic. Water flow doesn't really matter that much. There is actually some water flow down here, but while you have access to moving water here, there is a little bit of water just over the other side here that you get access to as well. So you'll be able to pump and draw without actually polluting and killing your own citizens. And we do have water motion as well. Not strong, but it doesn't matter. Right, let's get down to business. First of all, we are very close to the border with Mexico. This is America. And if we were to turn the map around a little bit more, we would see what would be down here, the Rio Grande. I can't see the Rio Grande myself personally down here, but it's very close to this border, this edge of map here. So yes, Rio Grande, which is the border between here and Mexico. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but it's thereabouts. Also though, down here, SpaceX launch site. I'm not sure exactly where it would be. It's somewhere maybe in this clearing here. So if you've got, if you want to do some space flight, put your Chirpex down there and do some launching to space. I think that's something that could be a lot of fun playing it on this particular map. What more have we got going on? We have got some really interesting shapes. Even if you don't want to recreate the area and want to go for a big city build, if you've got the 81 tile mod, these shapes over here with the coastlines or the shorelines down here are really very nice indeed. I think it's an interesting shaped map for maybe even a big city build. We've got some very interesting shaped forests as well. And let me show you down here. Once again, CHECO has cleared the forests for the highway. It's just good to actually see a highway with no trees on it. We've seen so many just recently that to get a highway without a single tree, well, okay, one on that bridge, there, it's just pleasing. The thing is, I think CHECO had an idea to put in this. Oh, we've got a little bit of height alignments glitching there. It's minor, not a huge problem. I think CHECO had a last minute idea to put in a separate potential start location. where this intersection is. And, well, I think the clues are that this was a late addition. Like, we have plenty of trees clipping through on this intersection. Plenty going on there. And plenty going on. I mean, seriously, this doesn't fit with the map. It looks to me like a late addition and a complete oversight and maybe rush to publish. But yeah, we got, you know, you're going to have to drive through like this. You drive through all the trees and yeah. It takes the edge off the map. It just it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. Let's ignore it. Let's ignore it. Bulldoze it. Pretend it wasn't there. Got a lot of space over here. Some interesting shapes of forests as well. So I'm all happy for that. The shoreline down here, I think it needs to be a little bit lower or the water level a little bit higher. The drop off here just doesn't seem to fit with the area because it is a fairly low-lying area. So I'd like to see that, but again, for a generic Cities Skylines playthrough, I don't think that matters at all. Then into the bay, you would have seen, we have a few islands over here. Now, I feel that these are something to do with wildlife. I had a little Google, and the area is a wildlife nature reserve kind of thing. And there's even one of these, I think that might even be Turtle Island there. And then we've got a whole batch of little islands in a straight line here. And I like the shape. I like the shape. And I don't mind that we've actually got a clipping tree through on there as well, because this is long abandoned, that pier. So I can buy into that one quite happily. Got a boat there which might just be above water level, but let's not worry about that one. You'll see why later. And then we've got a pier over here as well, which is fine. It's fine. Let's head over to the main beach. Right, we've got the Gulf of Mexico here and the main beach, and this is a lovely beach. It's highly rated. I had a little look at TripAdvisor. Highly rated beach. So, yeah, if you ever get to go down to this part of the world, go and have a little sit down on that beach. Be nice. Then we have this, the Sea Gate. I don't know what it's called technically, but I'm going to call it Sea Gate. And we have these two wharfs going all the way out. And it's a bit wobbly. Now, in real life, these are stone-clad. And they are a little bit wobbly in real life. It just doesn't quite look right like this. And you can actually see we actually have the straight lines. We are actually building with the grid. So you could have had this perfectly straight with no real major effort at all. A couple of essential lighthouses on the end. Ah, the essential lighthouse. Aren't they lovely? And then we have a ship over here which has been grounded. This one definitely is floating above water level. So, yeah, that's just a little minor tweak there, just for realism's sake. Right, what haven't we done? We haven't had a look in the start square. And what do we have in the start square? You don't know by now. That bit me, that one. If you don't know by now, you never will. It's the mid-1890s Queen Anne by Dudemeister. There's something here with this. It's like a little box, translucent box where the footpath is. So if anybody understands what causes that, I don't want it to be a mod that I'm using that's causing that. I want it to be something that the creators are doing, so I don't get slapped. I'll take the blame for now until somebody can prove it otherwise. Anyway, mid-1890s Queen Anne by Dudemeister. It's an old American building, which would be a new build in the United Kingdom. For example, the building I live in, which is about twice as old as this, and it's drafty. Very drafty. Anyway, factoids. Factoids, because factoids. Ah, yes, that's Spain factoid. Spain literally means the land of rabbits. Who knew? I mean, I guess they had rabbits in Spain, but I didn't know that. I mean, you think you would get to the age of 29 and would have heard that at some point, but not me. Anyway, mid-1890s Queen Anne by Dudemeister. If anybody wants to subscribe to this, have a little look at that footpath and let me know whether it does the same for you. Lovely asset though, regardless. And we are nearly done. Nearly done. I think we need to settle down, find a screenshot from somewhere. While I do that, your chance to vote on the map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Click the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen. It will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. And voting for free is fun. It's so much, you'll have so much fun doing so. Go on, off you go. What do I think today? Aesthetically, it certainly looks like the area. It's not an exact match, like I can't pick out the Rio Grande, but there doesn't really matter. I think it certainly works. Don't think it glows. It's not the most glowing vanilla-ish, not totally vanilla, vanilla-ish map. So I'm going to go for a lowish 3. It's still okay. It's still okay. I'll play on this. Detailing. I want to give it 3 stars, but there's just 1 or 2 minor grumbles and not enough things to counterbalance it. So I'm going to go for a high 2. It won't take much to get this to 3-star level. Gameplay potential. I would be tempted to push towards 4 stars for this, you know. I would be. But network extensions is required and it's not listed, which means the map is technically broken. 1 star. South Padre Island, Isla del Padre by CHECO. All that said, I adore CHECO as a creator. It's the passion and the enthusiasm that goes into their work. You get that from some creators, and you get obviously higher quality from some creators. I don't care about that. There's something about CHECO that says, I love Cities Skylines. Good for you. Good for you. Anyway, your chance to use the words of the day into the comments. Score yourself 100 population points just for fun. And we'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.